I was dancing. I forgot to put myself in the studio. Hello, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I am over the moon. I am over the moon. I've got amazing guests from America, from Australia, and I'm from South Africa, and I cannot wait for you all to meet them and feel inspired by them. So, my beautiful viewers out there, and my beautiful Tanzanite heroes, and my beautiful diamond beauties, if I give you the word acceptance, what does acceptance means for you? So, our title is Reflection of Tomorrow. Reflection of tomorrow by accepting yourself today. And I love this quote I've written. And I normally ask my husband if it's a quote that's maybe too sentimental, or like my husband will tell me, Sanet, you're so hairy fairy. Then I will ask him, my husband, is this quote too hairy fairy? And he said, okay, let me hear. I said, my husband, paint your future with hope. Embrace the path of your soul and weave the tapestry of your destiny. He said to me, Sanet, no, that's too airy fairy. Okay, I thought it was beautiful. So I have not changed it. I kept it. But what does acceptance of yourself means for you? If I ask you, if you look yourself in the mirror and you look at yourself, do you accept everything that you see in front of you? Do you accept your beautifulness and your flaws? That is a question that nobody else can answer except you. So I cannot wait to bring my guest on. So if you are ready, I am ready to bring them in. I am going to play my beautiful Jose Escobar's video. He is my sponsor for today's show. He is from the Connected Leaders Academy. And then after the video, all my guests will be in. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
I know the video is there's a lack, or he's still talking and then the voice is gone. But that is just how it is. So my beautiful Craig, may I please ask you if you can introduce yourself to not only us but to the viewers out there, please? Okay, let me just see. I think I didn't mute everybody, but let me unmute and make sure you are welcome to go ahead.
There we go. So love the technology. So good morning, everybody. Welcome from Australia. So my name's Greg Watson. I've spent the last 35 years as an IT trainer, and I'm the first one, of course, to have IT issues on the meeting. Isn't that always the way? Okay. But I also work with my lovely wife, Janelle, and we're energy workers, amongst other things. So.
I cannot wait for you to tell us a little bit more about that. Thank you so much, my beautiful Craig. And my beautiful Christina, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, thank you. I'm Christina Jenkins, and I live in Idaho in the United States. And I am the founder of the Wise Women World. And in the Wise Women World, we're really dedicated to helping women primarily, although we do have some men members, to uh, really in their solopreneur and entrepreneurship journey to our vision is that 10% of the world's wealth is flowing to and through spiritual entrepreneurs. And that's what we help people do.
I love it. I love it. And I saw Craig when she said what her name was, he was like, So you didn't know what I knew. I knew all of you are connected in a way, but you will see as the show go on. My beautiful Chanel, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, and again, welcome from Australia. And as my husband Greg mentioned, we are here in Australia, and I am an intuitive business flow mentor. Now, that means that I work with business owners to. I spend a lot of time being a business coach, a lot of time being an IT trainer, as my husband was. In fact, that's how we met. So I work with that. I've had businesses all my life. I've been a business coach, a business mentor, business advisors with startups, with all sorts of things. But what really, really gets me going is working intuitively with business owners who can help to bring the flow back to their business, because so many business owners become stuck in the flow, all sorts of flow areas, cash flow, client flow, the flow of energy. It just goes on. So that's what is my passion, is the Your Power Within is my program, and it's all about getting your power into your business and vibrationally energizing your business up so that we get the flow going and just heading to where you have the dream lifestyle.
Oh, I love it. And I love it when we had a coffee chat. I love it when me and Christine, you had a coffee chat just before your retreat. And then I also love it when I had a coffee chat with Kenneth. And later on, I am going to ask him if he can tell us what his biggest dream, but not at the moment. So, my beautiful Kenneth, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Kenneth Hill, and I'm from New Jersey, USA. I'm the owner and founder of a martial arts school called US Hapkido Alliance, LLC. My team and I specialize in teaching special needs students and people with disabilities. I am disabled, so there are a lot of aspects that I understand about the struggles you can have with a disability. And my oldest daughter is autistic, and she's been my best teacher in helping me to learn how to teach special needs students. But it's something that I enjoy and I love to do, so I don't see why I should stop.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So my beautiful ones, I do have a back coming back to me. So maybe I will have to mute, except for you, Craig. I'm gonna mute the rest. So please help me if it's your turn and I didn't unmute you. So did you unmute yourself? Sorry for that, but I now the noise, the back noise stop. So my beautiful Craig, what does it's still there. I don't know where it is coming from. What does acceptance means for you?
I think the acceptance is being at peace, and a lot to do with what you were saying, being at peace with who you are, but also where you are. Because a lot of who you are and a lot of where you are is a direct consequence of the decisions that you've made in this lifetime, right, wrong, or indifferent. And you have to accept those and be at peace with those. Otherwise, you will never get the energy to settle.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. So, my beautiful Christine, can you please, will you be there? Thank you. What does acceptance means for you?
So, acceptance to me is compassion, deep compassion for our human experience. And just realizing that we might make mistakes, right? Have more challenging learning opportunities that come up for us along the way, but that deep compassion for ourselves and all the previous versions of ourselves that have brought us to this point. So acceptance to me is a deep love and compassion for our humanity.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I do have glasses, but I used it for something else and I don't know what I did with it. So I'm going to ask Chanel to please tell us what acceptance is, and then I'm going to quickly see if it didn't. Oh, here it is. So, my beautiful Craig, this is for you. My beautiful Christine, this is for you because I only put this on when I get goosebumps here at the back of my neck. So, my beautiful Chanel, can you please tell us what acceptance means for you?
Acceptance means understanding that we are always in the present moment. And whatever is happening right now is where we need to accept that we are for whatever circumstances. And it is also accepting ourselves as we are right here, right now, in this present moment. And we have come to this point. There is no right, there is no wrong. It is simply who we are and where we are. And it is amazing. We are more powerful than we actually know. Most of us do not realize how powerful we are as a beautiful, beautiful soul having an amazing human experience.
Today is going to be glasses on, glasses off for me the whole time. Thank you, Chanel. And my beautiful Kenneth, I have unmuted you.
Okay. Well, for me, acceptance is not looking for acceptance from others. I constantly encountered people who were devaluing themselves because they were looking to be accepted by everyone else. And once they learned how much value and worth that they have just standing alone, they didn't need to validate whether or not they were accepted by others.
I love it. And look here, Kenneth. The glasses is out. The glasses is out. So, Kenneth, while I am with, you are still talking to us. Can I ask you, um, in your profession, teaching children how to be, not only also on the sports field or the mat. I think you call it a mat. How
Yes.
important is it to show that for your children and adults that acceptance is the way to go?
Well, many times, especially when they're in competition with, another student, whether it's in the school or actually in a tournament, that kind of thing, I tell them always give 100%. And the reason why I say that is because if you give everything you have, whether you win or lose, you've done all you can. And when they learn that principle, they've been more successful, even in defeat. They they tell me, well, okay, today was not my day, but I'll be back again. And that's what I love. It's like they don't give up on themselves. They're constantly pushing forward. And even when they win, they're still looking to do better.
And what influence have those children on their parents, showing them that if I can accept me, even my parents can accept everything I am doing?
Well, the parents usually become my biggest students because many times when I talk to the parents and I ask them, what is going on with your child? What does your child need? They really don't know. They just tell you what they think the child knows, but they never asked. So I encourage them to learn as much as they can about what their child wants, and then you'll understand what direction they need to go. So the parents, like I said, they become my biggest students because they said, you know what? Instead of us trying to figure it out, we'll just ask them.
I love it. And my beautiful Kenneth, I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. I want to say adults, but I'm going to say people because we think other person will love it, but just maybe stop and ask.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
encourage that all the time.
Wow, I love it. Thank you, my beautiful Kenneth. So, Craig, acceptance. Okay, so I need to start with this. So, my son used to say to me, "Ma, you are technological disabled." So, the last 3 years, I've learned a lot of things. YouTube was my favorite because for me, I need to see and then I can do. I cannot hear. For if I hear what to do, I don't know. Something something is not working. So about 6 months ago, my son said to me, "Shumo, I can never tell you you are technical disabled anymore because you know even more things to do now than I can. I can even do coding on a website. Can you believe it?" So I know that, especially for adults and more or less to the more mature age, how difficult is technology, and how do you make it accessible and show them there's an easy way? Do you have tips for us? For the viewers out there that thinks that they cannot do any technological stuff.
I always start off with accepting the fact that not everybody is going to know as much as I do. And if they did, I'd be out of a job. It's that kind of simple. But I'm also very aware of people's individual egos when it comes to the technology. And the one thing I always tell my classes is that in my classroom, nobody ever makes a mistake. They only ever do things that are more interesting. And it gets to the point where my students make a complete mess of something and they go, "Mr. Watson, I've just done something really interesting." And that then turns that energy of failure into an energy of fun. All right. And they no longer have a problem with coming to me and saying, "Interesting." Yeah.
I
But
love it.
I find that's a good way to overcome it because they're not then in that success failure thing. They're just doing it, as Kenneth said, they're doing everything they can. And just because their own individual knowledge is very limited, it doesn't mean that they should be punished for that. So
Wow. I love it. So I've got two buttons I got in New York when I was there. So I want to play this one for you. I love
thank you.
it. My beautiful Christine, um, as you are working with lots of women, and how you can see, if they really accept themselves or not. What is the tips, or how do you influence them to show them they can do anything?
One of the things that I love to do the most is I'm an astrologer, and then my business partners are very involved with gene keys and human design. And we use these tools to help people know themselves, because when you know yourself, you can trust yourself. And there are other ways that you can get to know yourself. I've just found these 3 ways to be kind of a shortcut. Certainly never telling anyone who they are, because I don't believe we create our own boxes. I never want to put somebody else in some box of, being Capricorn or something like that. That's just here are some things. Take what feels good to you. You may not even know about this special gift that you have. Let's explore that. So there's a lot about exploring, kind of like what Greg was saying with, it's just interesting. Let's just get curious. Let's explore this. And as you explore, you can learn to trust yourself. And by trusting yourself, there's a deeper level of that compassion and acceptance that we're talking about. So know yourself so you can trust yourself and continue to build that relationship with yourself. And then my favorite thing is as that happens for you here, your capacity to love and interact with other people at a very high loving level, it just exudes from you as you know yourself and you trust yourself and you love yourself.
And do you think it's maybe easier for them when you take them through the tools?
I do. I have seen over and over and over. When I started really incorporating these tools into my body of work, I'll just give an example. I took my 16-week program to 4 weeks with even better results. And it's simply because we did a little shortcut. And I'm a fan of shortcuts. If you can know and like and love and trust yourself in 4 weeks instead of 16 weeks, that's a win for everybody.
I've got another button. Can I push it?
Please do.
That was easy.
There you go. Yes, indeed.
I love it. I love it. Before I go to Chanel, I just need to get one of these sticky notes. So, my beautiful Christine, in my Monarch Butterfly program, I saw quite a lot of ladies that have also these boxes, but they've got all these labels that people have given them, that people have bestowed on them. And most of those labels come when they were younger. So I have an exercise where we write one label and they have to stick it here, on their chest. So as many as you have, you stick it here, and then I put the music on. So my beautiful guests, they have to dance. I'm not allowed to take that sticky note off, throw it off. They have to dance it off. So when I tell people to stick the sticky notes, I said, and press it so that it can stick, but they don't know they can dance it off. I can tell you, we are in stitches how people is like going like madness to get their sticky notes off. And then eventually when everybody's sticky notes is off, most often, after so much laughter, all of us started to cry because I know this is just an exercise, but just to let go of all those labels other people have given you is a sense of relief. So I did something you just said now, my beautiful Christine, reminded of us of our sticky dance. I call it a sticky dance.
That is a
So
fun tool. I love that. And one other thing I love that you said, a lot of times we think transformation has to be hard and difficult and full of tears and wailing. And that can be that can act very much lead to, the transformation, but transformation through laughter, through dance, through, this somatic, joyful movement, just as powerful. And let's be real, that is a lot more fun. So yes, let's make it easy.
oh, wait. Oh,
That was easy.
I love my two buttons. I actually went into here in South Africa and see if I can get more buttons. No, but we don't have buttons. But I do see you've got a lot of buttons in America, but that's for the dogs to say, feed me, take me out. I don't want those buttons, but I love these two buttons. My beautiful Chanel, you are working with business owners. So in a way, you also have to not only work with the business owner, but his top staff, his executive team. So, how important is acceptance? Not only accepting the company's values, but also accepting all the individuals that's part of the to run the company.
It's very important because you'll find that when I find that when I'm working with business owners or I'm working with executives, one of the big things is, as Greg actually mentioned something about ego, is that excuse me, a lot of them are actually living in their ego, in these labels that they've created. It's interesting that you and Christina actually spoke about labels, because it's one of the things I really struggle with is people giving themselves labels. And I find that you just putting somebody in a box, it just doesn't work, because we are just made up of the most amazing energy. As That's right, as an energetic being, as a human with experiences and with love and with so much to give, if people are boxed into a label, it limits them. And we are unlimited. You know, as far as the most amazing souls are, we are unlimited. So I also work with people and help them to understand how they can pick up with energy and protect their energy. That's really important when you're actually working with other people, because your business has its own spirit. And whether you are working in as an employee in a company, or whether it is your business, it is about accepting the spirit of the business and helping to refine that, understanding what the business needs, who the business is, so that you can actually work to your full capacity to give you the life that you desire and deserve. And that is part of the acceptance, is the fact that you desire to have a lifestyle or a job or a business. And you've got every right to have that. You deserve that, to have the most amazing life that you can on this earth while we are here. So acceptance is accepting the energy, accepting who we are, but stop labeling each other and stop labeling ourselves, because it's so limiting.
I love it. I love it. And I'm going to press this one for you. Oh, wow. So, Kenneth, I'm not sure which one I'm gonna press, because this is now the middle part where I try to bring some action in with the buttons. Okay, so let me see how you're gonna answer. So, my beautiful Kenneth, for the children, I know acceptance is a big thing. Is there, and you have already said that what you are doing for them as well, but you are also going to schools to talk. So, can you tell us how you are telling everyone to accept everyone? Doesn't matter what is, if there's something that's not according to them, not right, if I can say it like that.
That's a great question. The first thing I tell them is that we're all different. Any new student that comes on the floor with me, there's something that I do that I've learned is very effective. Most of them come in with expectations. If you ask them, okay, what are you afraid of? What's going on? They don't just have a list, they'll have a scroll. It can go all the way across the room. It's so long. So what I do is I have every new student hold up their hand that they write with, and with the other hand, hold it out like a piece of paper. And I say 60 seconds, write down everything you're afraid of. Of course, they'll say, well, why is that? No, just do it. So they do it. And then I say, follow me to the door. When they come to the door, I say, ball that up like a piece of paper and drop it outside. Let's come in and see what you can do. Once they realize that there's no expectation, it takes the anxiety out of the room. And now they realize that even if they're throwing a punch differently, if they move differently, if they're different sizes, it's not wrong. It's just different. And that's what I teach, at every school that I've been to.
Wow, amazing. So I'm not going to use any of the buttons, but give me 1 second. Wait. Here is my African drum. It's my small drum. The other one I cannot pick up. It's too heavy. You have to strap it here. But Kenneth,
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Oof. My guest, you are amazing. You are amazing. My beautiful Craig, if I can come back to you. So Chanel have told me a little bit of what you are spiritually doing for the land. Can you tell us a little bit, how do you clean an environment?
With the energy clearings, we actually work as a team. And it's an interesting way of doing it, because most people, when they do energy clearings, work on their own. Janelle and I actually work together. And we make a team because we both have very different skill sets in that area. Janelle is much more the creative, much more the divine feminine type energy. I tend to be much more the doing, the divine masculine energy, which is not to say it's male or female, it's just the different sorts of energies. So when we go and do an energy clearing, when we're working together, Janelle will sense that there's something wrong, and then my job is to go and find it. But I never do the clearings myself, ever. All right, I got told off for doing that once by our spiritual mentor. Never do the clearings myself. This is why we have archangels and other energies that come in to help us. We direct them to do the work for us. We never put ourselves there to do the actual work.
I love that. We actually had one of the ladies in the Diamond Beauties at her intuition course or a mastermind last week, and she was telling all the ladies that was there about all the archangels, and some of the ladies never heard about it, so that was quite an eye-opening for them. And I myself are praying to quite a few archangels. I love Raphael and Michael. So, especially here in South Africa, there's a lot of stuff going on, if I can call it like that, a lot of violence. So I protect our property even when my husband and son goes out. I do also send Archangel Michael with them. So I love that. Thank you so much. But can I then go to Chanel? Chanel, you and Craig is working together. Can you tell us a little bit from your side, from your point of view?
Okay. So we work with the archangels. One of the things I do with my work is that I work with we all work with lots of different archangels, and we bring them in. So there's not only the archangels who are there to help, and Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Jophiel, they're all there. I work a lot, and we call in the divine feminine archangels as well. So Faith and Hope and Mary and all of them that are just stunning. And we work together to find the best approach to helping either clearing around a soul, clearing an area or a house perhaps. If there is a spirit that has been left in a house, we can help to shift that and help them to go through the light and to leave from there. If there's anything that has happened, trauma on the land, we help to actually clear that as well. And if we do any clearing for land and it has something that has happened with the indigenous from the land, we actually call in the indigenous souls to help to actually the higher people to actually help clear the land. So for example, if in Australia we are doing any clearing on land and it has been a bloodshed or something that has caused or created the negative energy on the land, we call in the tribal elders to actually come in and work with us, the souls to actually come in and work with us to help do the clearing along with the archangels, of course. And we also call in Source to help with that. So Source comes in to help do the final protection and clearing and of the land, but we don't actually just work alone. And that's one of the big things that is important, I think, for people to remember is that you're never alone. You are never alone. Your guardian angel is there with you from the moment of conception. You have a team that is around you all the time. And one of the things we do is we help to introduce people to their team so that if we are working with our clients, they get to meet their team by name, which is amazing once people start to realize that these things are real and they start to talk to their guardian angel, to the angelic team, to the higher angelics. It means that it's easier for them to accept that they are here to actually better themselves and to, this is not just their first lifetime here. And this is amazing to people. And we love watching that. Watching people grow and have that experience is just amazing. But yes, together, Greg and I, we work together. I also work with a Seraphim angel. So she's here with the new age that is actually coming in, hasn't been around for millions of years. And she's actually back. Seraphina is back to work with us now, and she's actually head of the Seraphim Angels. So there's not very many of them that will deal directly with humans because they have different levels of energy, and sometimes it's easier for them to work with other energetics. But we actually work as light workers. We work with the angelics and the seraphims and the angels and the all different sorts of spirits. We actually work with fairies and all the beautiful spirits as well. So
I love it. And I'm going to ask you your clients' feedback that they gave you after a ceremony that you have done.
feedback, oh, they feel lighter, they feel brighter, they enjoy their life a lot more. Some of them actually come to us scared because the energy that is around them, and whether they've called this in because of them not accepting themselves as being who they are. Some of them are not happy in their life. They might have emotional or mental trauma. And once we've actually done the clearing and they've actually no longer feeling that amazing. We're actually currently working with a lady at the moment who's a very old friend of mine, and she's had some traumas around for her and her husband, and he's very unwell, and he has called in a lot of trauma into himself. And she rang me the other day and said, I can't believe how light and bright and happy I feel. She said it is just amazing to actually have this. We've been feeling this and struggling with this for years. Thank you so much for doing this for me.
That's incredible. Thank you, my beautiful Chanel and Craig, for doing what you are doing in making the world a better place. So I'm going to go to Christine and then to Kenneth, and then we will see what the next round of questions will bring. But I will ask you for your golden nuggets more or less to the end. My beautiful Christine, can you please tell us how I want to say how you're serving, but if you can give us some more information on your work and how do you, because you said you have partners as well, but how do your clients receive the information and what is the feedback from their side as well?
Yes. So, the way that clients work with us, we have a variety of things. We have a monthly subscription, we have a community, we have intensive coaching, and then we do retreats. So there's a variety of ways that people can work with us, along with those price points within that. And I'll just give an example of one of our most recent. It was the retreat. We had our coffee chat right before that retreat, the Wise Women Revival Retreat. And so at that retreat, it's a very deep dive into the astrology, the gene keys, the human design of who you are. And then we go through a series of healing and ceremonial type healing and energetic realignment and attunements. And then learning, like Janelle was talking about, talking to your team of guides and introducing them to that team of guides so that they're not leaving the retreat all by themselves. So they have the physical community that's developed as well as their spiritual community. And the feedback that we get, I'm honored, humbled, and very proud that 100% of the dozens of women that have come to the Wise Women Revival are continuing to have like amazing transformations in their life, in their business, in their relationships, and in their health ongoing. And there's a strong community there. And so not to be dramatic, but it absolutely changes people's lives. And that's the feedback that we constantly get is my life has changed. I'm no longer working from a place of trauma. I'm working from a place of love. And I love working with people in those very intimate spaces. That's my favorite place to work, is actually in that retreat or in the small group or individual coaching. I love people, and I really love the intimacy and the spiritual connection that can be created through those small groups.
And I know when we had our coffee chat, you said, oh, the retreat is in a few days, but you still got so much because you really prepare this amazing package, all these amazing things. So there is quite a lot of preparations going into all your retreats.
Yes, there is a lot of preparation, and from a business perspective, I'll be straight up honest with you. From a business perspective, it looks like there's far too much effort for the return on investment. So I'm working on that, and yet the spiritual, energetic, and purpose-driven ROI that I receive from that, and then the ongoing relationships, it tends to be something that just keeps feeding into itself through referrals, through what I know that once people come into my community, they're a forever friend, and they just want to invite other people in because it feels so good to be in a place where you are accepted for who you are. And I feel really passionately about creating and providing spaces of deep safety and acceptance for people.
Wow. And that's why this show today was so relevant for you as well, because when we had our coffee chat, that is exactly what I sense, that you really want people to accept their uniqueness, their beautifulness. I loved it. And I'm so happy Brett have introduced the two of us. And I'm so happy that you are here. So that is one of the things before moving to Kenneth, that I do get a lot of people, because a lot of people say to me, oh, the network is paying you millions of dollars. I said, no, I have to pay the network to have the show, the net, the platform, the marketing, and the banners. I have to pay. Okay, then I got a very big shock. But why are you doing this? I said, God is rewarding me in so many other ways. And now I can say I am a voice amplifier because I have the ability to do that. But money, then I will say, yes, you need money, but money, and I know people say mustn't say isn't everything, but it's true. The reward of seeing people when they go through the first time on TV, and they could also come and tell their story, that remarkable body shift, and that light bulb moment, I am worthy enough to be on TV, that makes my heart jump with joy. So I love that, my beautiful Christine. Love it. So, my beautiful Kenneth, are you ready to tell us what is your biggest dream?
Wow. To continue, you know, with teaching, with learning, with growing, just to continue. That is my biggest dream. I didn't really have a clear scope in the first part of my life on what I wanted to do, because my journey was a little rough. I started martial arts when I was 9, but at 22 I was encouraged to stop by not one but 4 doctors. I was always injuring my ankles and things like that, and they said you needed to stop and have surgery. And they said with the surgery you'll be confined to a wheelchair by the age of 35. Without it, it will be sooner. My mom and dad are still alive, but my mom had a saying that I absolutely love. She said, I don't care if there's 100 people in the room and they're all against you. You stand your ground for what you believe in. I declined the surgery and didn't stop martial arts. Later, I found out that the reason why I had so many problems, because I was born with a hereditary nerve disease called Charcot-Marie Tooth Disease, or CMT. The neurology team that I have said if you had stopped, you would have definitely been in a wheelchair. I'm glad that you kept going. Well, last year was 50 years for me in martial arts, which they said never should have been accomplished. And I haven't had any surgery. I don't take any medications. I'm a very spiritual person. I pray in the morning and before I go to bed. That's how I start and end my day, and I pray in between. But going back what Christina said about acceptance, There are people that come across my floor who do not believe, but they're not treated differently because they do not. It's like we accept them for who they are, and we help them to grow in any way that we can. And so many people I've met don't do that. They make it about themselves, and it really should be about others.
Wow, you are amazing. And might I just quickly tell the audience a little bit about your building that burned down, may I?
Yes, sure.
Okay, maybe you can tell us about your building.
Okay, I was leasing a building behind a church, and I just opened it last year. And 2 months after it opened, the church that's in front of my building was destroyed by an 11 alarm fire. The church owned that rear building that myself and other businesses were in, so we vacated it so the church could have a place to continue their services until a new church has been rebuilt. So I do not have a new location yet, but I look at my life and I realize that things don't always happen when I want them to, but when they do, they're bigger than I can ever expect.
Wow. This is so amazing. Thank you, my beautiful Kenneth. So I'm going to go with you, Craig. What is your golden nugget? Okay, Craig, just a second. Let me just unmute you. I need to go up. There you are.
Yeah, so many of them. I think those of us with longer memories seem to have a few more that we can choose from in lots of ways. But I think the quote that's on the banner for the show, always protect your energy because it's yours for a reason. And it's you. It's like a fingerprint. It's like anything else. It's so uniquely you. And it can't be anyone else. And you can't make it anybody else's. And you can't make it like anybody else. And I think Christina has said it. Janelle has said it. And Kenneth has said it. It's about you and being you and that acceptance of you. You know, perhaps you're left-handed, perhaps you're right-handed, perhaps you're short, perhaps it's all you. And once you accept that and accept your energy and accept the fact that it's uniquely you, then it gives you that opportunity to move forward with it.
Wow, I love it. And I don't know for why reason. I don't know. I never have done this in a year and almost 8 months I'm doing the show. I wanted to go like a ballerina and go, wee. Just after what you said, I don't know why I want to do it, but you see, I did it. Thank you, my beautiful Greg. Christina, and your golden nugget?
Yes, like Greg, there could be many, but again, what I put for what's on the banner of the show, I don't care how people feel about me, but I care how people feel when they are with me. I want people to feel good about themselves when they are with me.
I love it. My beautiful one, when I quickly put your golden nugget in the video, I just smiled today and I thought, wow, we have another connection. Because for me, doesn't matter if you have a coffee chat, just pass me. I want when you see me, when you are with me, experience something magnificent. Because we don't know how quick, how fast, how long this interaction is going to be. But in the end of the day, I need to say, Sanet, did you leave your sparkle in somebody's heart and memory every night? And then, yes, it is winter now, so I will do a tick with my head. But in summer, I will go a tick up and say, yes, I did leave my sparkle. I love it. I love it. And you, my beautiful Chanel?
My, excuse me, I'm the same as everyone else. There's quite a few. But I always say power up so that you can power on because everything is energy.
Wow, I love it.
It's all about you. It's all about your power, your energy.
Wow, I love it. I love it. My beautiful Kenneth, yours is actually so short but profound, life changing. Can you tell us your golden nugget?
Just breathe.
Just breathe. I love it. I love it. My beautiful viewers out there, did you enjoy our show tonight? Well, for me, it's tonight. For Christine and Kenneth is the afternoon, and beautiful Craig and Chanel is they are in our future. They are already on Mondays. So for me, I hope that you've enjoyed my beautiful guest, and may there be a sentence, a word, or a whole section that you can incorporate in your life, and may the change be forever. So, my beautiful Craig, my beautiful Christine, Janelle, and Kenneth, will you have a dance with me? Oh! My beautiful viewers, will you have a dance with us? They said yes, they said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with
Craig and
fairy
Kenneth.
dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that flight.